it's me here with a quick update on GBP USD. We are edging higher this morning. We are back above 1.3450. The market is still very much on edge ahead of what is Fedspeak today from Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and also key U.S. data that we're going to see later in the session. We saw the release of the FOMC meeting minutes from the latest Fed meeting, and as expected, it was pretty much as the Fed funds rate hike was already priced in. So no real surprises there. And also we had the release of the US PCE price index, which is a measure of inflation that the Fed looks at, and that came in at 6.6% year on year, slightly higher than expected. But again, no real surprises there either. So all eyes now on Jerome Powell's speech later in the session. What is he going to say? Is he going to be more hawkish than previously? Is he going to push back against the market in terms of expectations? Well, basically, the market is expecting the Fed to raise rates by 25 basis points at the next meeting in March. But the Fed funds rate is currently at 4.5%. The market is pricing in a peak of about 5.1%. So there is still some way to go and some tightening still to come according to the market. So if Powell pushes back against the market, if he says that we are going to have to go much further, much higher, then the market is going to have to reprice that in, and we could see the US dollar strengthen and GBP USD fall. Conversely, if Powell sounds more dovish than expected, if he says that we may not have to tighten as much, then the market will take that as a sign that perhaps the Fed is close to the end of the tightening cycle, and risk assets like GBP USD could rally. So the market is on edge. We are seeing volatility building up ahead of that speech later in the session. It's scheduled for 6 p.m. London time, so later in the day, we will get a sense of where the Fed is going to take rates, where the Fed funds rate is going to be at the end of the year. In the meantime, we also have key UK data that just came out. We had the release of the UK GDP. This is the third estimate for November. It was unchanged, but the month before that, October, was revised higher to 0.1% growth. So overall, the UK economy grew slightly in October. And also we had the release of the UK manufacturing and services PMIs for January. These are the final readings. They were both slightly higher than the flash estimates. The manufacturing PMI came in at 49.2 and the services PMI came in at 51.7. So the services sector is still expanding, but the manufacturing sector is still contracting. So lots of data out there. Lots to watch out for. Make sure you stay tuned for updates. I'll keep you posted with how GBP USD reacts to that US data and also to Powell's speech later in the session. In the meantime, if you have a great day, guys, thanks for watching.